Ready for an epic primate face-off that might just surprise you? What happens when raw power meets peaceful genius? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of two incredibly smart but wildly different primates, the fierce and disciplined baboon versus the gentle and cooperative bonobo. Both are members of the primate family, yet they come from two completely different worlds, one ruled by strength and strict social order, the other celebrated for harmony and teamwork. Imagine the baboon, one of Africa's largest monkeys, sporting sharp teeth and a no-nonsense attitude. They live in tightly knit troops where dominance is everything and don't hesitate to show their tough side when needed. Now picture the bonobo, often called the hippie ape of the rainforest, thriving in the lush jungles of the Congo. These guys are masters of peaceful conflict resolution, using social bonds and communication instead of fights to keep their world running smoothly. So here's the question that gets me every time. If brains and brawn were to clash, who would come out on top? Would you bet on the baboon's raw power and boldness or the bonobo's intelligence and charm? Stick around because this wild showdown is about to get really interesting. Let's kick things off by getting to know these two fascinating primates that couldn't be more different from each other. First up, the baboon. These guys are some of the largest monkeys roaming the vast landscapes of Africa. What really sets them apart is their intimidating set of sharp teeth and their highly organized social life that runs like a well-oiled machine. Baboons live in strict hierarchies where every individual knows their place. And don't let their calm appearance fool you, they can get pretty fierce and aggressive when the situation calls for it. Imagine a neighborhood where everyone respects the rules but is always ready to throw down if challenged. That's the baboon world in a nutshell. On the flip side, we have the bonobo, often called the peace-loving cousin of the common chimpanzee. These incredible primates call the dense rainforests of the Democratic Republic of Congo their home. Bonobos are known for their remarkable intelligence and, more importantly, their laid-back, cooperative nature. Instead of resorting to fights, bonobos use social bonding, communication, and even playful behaviors to keep the peace within their groups. Think of them as the diplomats of the primate world, always finding clever ways to solve conflicts without drama. So here's a thought-provoking question for you. How does nature balance these two extremes, raw strength and strict order versus empathy and cooperation? Stay tuned because exploring their worlds will reveal some surprising insights about survival, society, and maybe even ourselves. Have you ever wondered how looks and size play a role in the wild world of primates? Let's take a closer look at our two star players, the baboon and the bonobo, each with their own unique style that tells a story about how they live and survive. First up, the baboon. These guys can range anywhere from about 2 feet to nearly 4 feet long, with males generally packing more muscle and bulk than the females. Imagine a creature with a long, expressive face that proudly displays some seriously impressive canine teeth, perfect for showing dominance or defending their troop when needed. And let's not forget one of their most iconic features, those bright red, sometimes even glowing, behinds that are impossible to miss. It's like nature's own way of sending a bold, flashy message, whether it's attracting attention or asserting status within the group. If baboons were in a high school, they'd definitely be the tough, no-nonsense jocks who don't shy away from a challenge. On the flip side, the bonobo carries itself with a totally different vibe. Slightly shorter in length but often heavier thanks to their muscular yet slender build, bonobos range between 2.3 to 3 feet long and weigh around 65 to 100 pounds. Their dark faces framed by small ears and their soft pink lips give them an almost gentle, approachable look. What's really fascinating is their upright walking style that's closer to humans than most monkeys, hinting at their incredible agility and social nature. Imagine them as the graceful dancers of the primate world, moving with poise and a calm confidence that makes you stop and watch. So here's a fun question to chew on. How do you think these physical differences influence the way baboons and bonobos interact with their environment and each other? Stick around, because the answers reveal just how brilliantly nature designs survival strategies in its most fascinating creatures. Have you ever stopped to think about how a creature's home shapes who they are and how they behave? When it comes to baboons and bonobos, their habitats couldn't be more different, and these living spaces play a huge role in the stories of their lives. Baboons are the ultimate survivors of the African savanna and semi-arid regions. Picture vast open grasslands, scattered trees, and even the edge of deserts where life can be tough but opportunities for adventure abound. Baboons are incredibly adaptable and tough, so much so that they're comfortable living close to human settlements and farmland, sometimes causing a bit of mischief as they explore new food sources. It's like they're the ultimate urban adapters of the primate world, blending wild instincts with a knack for thriving near civilization. For example, in parts of Kenya and South Africa, baboons have been spotted raiding crops or even stealing snacks from unsuspecting tourists. Talk about bold. Now, flip the map over to the dense, lush rainforests of the Congo Basin, the exclusive playground of the bonobo. This is a world of towering trees, thick vines, and shadowy canopies where the air is heavy with humidity and life thrives in every nook and cranny. Bonobos depend on this complex, leafy environment to live, feed, and play. The dense forest isn't just a home. It's a fortress that offers plenty of places to climb, hide, and nurture their social bonds away from predators. This forest is a maze where bonobos glide effortlessly between branches, using the environment as their personal jungle gym. So here's a question to spark your curiosity. How do you think living in an open savanna versus a dense jungle affects the daily lives, social structures, and survival strategies of baboons and bonobos? The answer reveals some truly fascinating adaptations and shows just how nature molds behavior through habitat. Stay tuned because we're just getting started on this wild exploration. Ever wondered what's on the menu for two of Africa's most fascinating primates? Let's dive into the eating habits of baboons and bonobos, because their diets reveal so much about their personalities and lifestyles. Baboons are true food adventurers. They are omnivores, which means they eat just about anything they can get their hands on. From juicy fruits and crunchy roots to insects, small animals, and even the occasional baby antelope, baboons have a diverse and daring diet. What's really cool is how they sometimes team up to hunt. Imagine a group of baboons coordinating a strategy to chase down prey. It's like watching a tiny wild hunting party in action. Their adaptability on the menu has helped them thrive in tough environments and near human settlements, where they might snack on crops or leftovers with equal enthusiasm. I personally find their boldness and food choices a sign of their fierce survival skills and social smarts. On the other hand, bonobos prefer to keep things a little more plant-based and peaceful at the dinner table. Their diet mainly consists of fruits, leaves, seeds, and occasionally some insects or small animals. Unlike their close relatives, the common chimpanzees, bonobos rarely engage in aggressive hunting. Instead, they rely on the rich, fruit-filled rainforests of the Congo for their meals, often sharing food and using it as a way to build and maintain social bonds. Watching bonobos gently sharing fruit or cracking nuts is like seeing kindness and cooperation in motion, reminding us that intelligence doesn't always mean toughness. So here's a juicy question to think about. How do these very different diets shape not just what baboons and bonobos eat, but how they interact with their environment and each other? Stick around, because understanding their food habits gives us a delicious peek into their fascinating worlds. Have you ever wondered what life really looks like inside the social circles of baboons and bonobos? Their behaviors and group dynamics reveal a fascinating world of survival strategies and social bonds that couldn't be more different from each other. Let's start with baboons, the ultimate social warriors of the primate kingdom. These guys live in large troops with a strict hierarchy, where every individual knows their place in the pecking order. Power struggles are real, and sometimes intense fights for dominance or to protect their territory can get downright fierce. Baboons communicate with a rich language of sounds, gestures, and facial expressions that keep the troop in sync and warn of danger or challenge. Think of baboons like a wild, royal court where status is everything and every grunt or stare carries meaning. From a personal perspective, I find their blend of social order and raw energy absolutely captivating. It's like watching a high-stakes reality show unfold in the African savanna. Now, flip the script to bonobos, the peace-loving cousins who live life with a very different vibe. Their society is matriarchal and built on harmony rather than conflict. Bonobos use close physical contact and an extraordinary amount of social bonding, yes, including a lot of sexual behavior to reduce tension and solve disputes without aggression. It's their way of saying, let's keep the peace and work this out. These clever apes are also masters of tool use and can even learn sign language, showing off their remarkable intelligence. Watching bonobos in action feels like witnessing a compassionate, cooperative community that thrives on kindness and connection. In my opinion, bonobos teach us an incredible lesson about how empathy and intelligence can shape social life. So here's a question to tickle your curiosity. How do these wildly different social behaviors shape their survival and interaction with the world around them? Stick with me because the answer unveils some of the coolest secrets of primate life. Have you ever imagined what would happen if a baboon and a bonobo came face to face in the wild? Who would come out on top in this unexpected showdown between raw power and clever diplomacy? Let's break it down. Baboons are the tough guys of the primate world, strong, agile, and armed with long, intimidating canine teeth. When threatened, they don't hesitate to show their fierce side. Their aggressive instincts and quick reflexes make them formidable fighters who can defend themselves and their troop with serious determination. Picture a baboon standing its ground, baring those sharp teeth with confidence like a true street-smart warrior of the savannah. From my observations, their boldness and physical prowess give them a real edge in confrontations that demand brute strength. On the flip side, bonobos are the brainy peacemakers. While they are smaller and less aggressive, their intelligence is off the charts. They rarely resort to fighting, choosing instead to diffuse tension through social bonding and clever communication. Bonobos are masters of conflict resolution, showing us that brains can definitely triumph over brawn in the wild. Their ability to build close-knit communities through cooperation and empathy is remarkable, and in many ways, they are the unsung heroes of the primate world. I've always admired how bonobos remind us that strength doesn't just come from muscle, but also from social smarts and kindness. So if a direct clash were unavoidable, the baboon might have the upper hand with sheer force and combat skills. But when it comes to long-term survival, community building, and clever problem-solving, the bonobo's peaceful genius shines brighter. Isn't it amazing how nature balances muscle with mind? What do you think would really decide the winner in this primal encounter? If you enjoyed this wild showdown and want to dive deeper into the fascinating world of animals, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our adventure squad. Don't forget to like and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Who do you think would win, the fierce baboon or the clever bonobo? Let's chat.